Hello everyone, welcome to the channel called Movie Popcorn, where I discuss, in my mind, current or past movies and television shows. My topic for today is Blade 2 and how it relates to the movie that was played for 4 years, or the television show called The Strain. What's the similarities between Blade 2 and the Strain series? First of all, Blade 2 and that Strain series that lasted for 4 years, they both had the same producer. Now, I don't want to pronounce his name because I don't want to massacre his name. I have trouble pronouncing it. But if you check for Blade 2 and The Strain, you will see that producer's name appear in both that movie and that television series. So I'm going to discuss what's the similarities between those two movies. Now, the Strigoi, the creatures from the Strain movies, they are not unique at all. They are not unique at all. But they do have special abilities. They have special abilities. But the Strigoi, they're basically founded in that Blade 2 movies. Go watch it. Go watch Blade 2 and you're going to say, hey look, those creatures in Blade 2, they look just like the Strigoi and the Strain. They look exactly alike. They white, both are white, both when they start to de-evolve, yes, they de-evolve, their entire body becomes hairless. So I'm going to say it again. Both of those vampires, which we can call them because they're truly vampires, both of them are vampires, both turn a pale white, then both of them have hairless bodies, and then third, both of them, their very human nature devolve. They get less. If you watch Blade 2 or most modern vampires, the modern vampires of today, they still retain their normal human look. They still have all their hair, they still have their typical skin tone, and they still able to talk and rationalize like a normal quote human. But in that Blade 2 movie, those vampires, when they became infected, which I will discuss later, when they became infected, they de-evolved. And the Strain and the Blade 2 movie, the vampires had a master. Both of them had some type of original vampire that led to their creations. And both of those master figures controlled those underlings in every way. The underlings was like the pet to the master vampire. And the master vampire, he was white too. His skin turned too. But both of them still retained their normal intelligence. Those master creatures that was able to reason and think and control those other vampires. So I gave you a couple similarities between the two. They was white, they was hairless, they de-evolved, and they both had that master vampire creator. They did. Now, there may be one difference between the both masters. I don't know in Blade 2 if you killed the master vampires, if his underlings stop being deadly and sinister. In Blade 2, as we saw, in the Strain, as we saw, when a master was destroyed in the last episode of season 4, the remaining Strigoi vampires, they became more docile. They was not attacking humans that much. They still loved drinking blood, but they became docile. Another similarity between Blade 2 vampires and the Strain. If you watch that Blade 2 vampires, you know in the past, the typical vampire, they still had a normal human mouth, with lips and teeth, and they had to actually, they still had to, they had to bite into the human. They had special teeth. There was 2 sharp teeth that injected that toxin into the humans. The vampire in the Blade 2 movie, his mouth opened up just like in a strain. If you watch Blade 2, his mouth opened up and he don't have no special fangs. I think even in that Blade 2 movie, a little protrusion came out of his mouth. Now it was no 6 feet long snake-like protrusion, but he did inject something out of his mouth to infect them. And that's another difference. In that Blade 2 movie, I never saw him attack humans, the master. He never attacked humans. In the Blade 2 movie, he only attacked vampires. That's the difference. In Blade 2, the master vampire, he attacked and infected vampires. They never show him attacking a human. So the master in the Blade 2 movie, to get his sustenance, to get his lifeblood, he got his energy from attacking other vampires. And when he attacked those other vampires, they became his minions. They became his loyal, willing servants. And like in the Strange movies, in Blade 2, when they became infected, they no longer even cared about wearing on clothes. They was happy to walk around butt naked, jumping around like in Blade. When they devolved, when in Blade 2, when those vampires became devolved, they would be hunched over and like walking around just like those creatures in Strange. And now the Strange, it did have some vampires who did retain their normal intellect. I think they were called some of the Master's Chosen. They still can function and reason, like the Master's number 2 man, I forgot his name, and the Doctor's ex-wife who became infected. The Master allowed them to retain their normal human intellect. They did not walk around hunched over, walking like chimps, like many of those other vampires did. So, those are some of the similarities between the Blade vampires and the Strange vampires. Like I said, they was white, they de-evolved, and they was, and also, and those vampires and Blade, they was very animalistic. Like I said, they de-evolved. They could not talk anymore. They could not reason like many vampires in the Strange. All they wanted to do was to attack humans or to attack and infect other vampires. They still had the same weaknesses. The Blade 2 vampires still had the same weakness as the Strange vampires. Ultraviolet radiation or sunlight. There was allergic. Silver was toxic to them. Same weakness. Now I don't know if they saw the reflection where they would be shimmering in the mirror like the Strange vampires. Like when you saw the Strange vampires, if they walk past the mirror, they would start shimmering or vibrating in the mirror. So, tell me what you all think. Did you think the producer of the Strange got all his material from that Blade 2 movie? The only difference between is the Glory and the Strange movies. Now it is a vital difference. It's a vital difference. The Strange 2 vampires had that long tongue where they can attack a person who was away from them, and they had those worms. Those worms and the Strange 2 vampires, they was far more deadly than getting bitten. Because as you saw, if you look at the Strange, you can become infected from so many ways. If them worms got on you, you had an open wound or a cut, they would crawl through that. If your mouth was open, the worms would crawl in your mouth and get inside of you. If your eyes was open, the Strange worm parasites, they would get in your eyes and change it there. So that's how the Strange was far more deadly than the Blade vampires. Those worms made the Strange vampires more deadly than any vampire from the year 2000 on back. If you know anything about Dracula, Dracula had to always bite you. The strange vampires, they was far more deadly than the vampires in Blade 2. So tell me what y'all think, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me the similarities that y'all think about Blade 2 and The Strain. Would you think the producer who made both The Strain and Blade 2, do you think he got his material from that Blade 2 movie? And also, from what I heard, the Blade 2 movie, that was the best movie in that trilogy. And that's rare. Most sequels are not better than the original. But the Blade 2, from what I heard, was most people like the Blade 2 episode better than Blade 1. So tell me what y'all think about the similarities between both vampires. If you like my discussion, please leave a thumbs up. If you would like to join the channel to hear about more future content, please subscribe. Have a good day.